All good.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Tales of the Forgotten Sea, this brand new tabletop roleplay game of my creation that we are playtesting. So, last where we left off, let's jump back into the action. So, after deciding where to go, the group finally reached Lerberg, or Lerberg, depending on how you want to pronounce it. One of the most important city in Ingetir Kingdom. Um, is very close to the capital, and it also is the headquarters of the Royal Navy. And there, blending in with a new name for the ship, the guys decided to go out and explore. We got a small team that is composed by Hot Pot and Jarvis that decided to go to Alvida to visit an old friends of her, a man named Captain Sando, someone that apparently is now a member of the Royal Navy, but he has some sordid past. Probably a pirate. We'll see about that. On the other team, composed by Rock, Miguel, and Grail, decided to go to find another way to get the provision and the stuff they need to. So, thanks to rock knowledge and a couple of very nice roll, we figured out that there is a man in town that run this black market operation, a smuggler known as Charles Vane, or Charles the Cruel, according to some people. In all of this, Coco, where you decided to go, who team you decided to join for this adventure, or even better, did you went on your merry way by yourself and decided to go somewhere else?
Yeah, I think Coco probably would have. She's interested to see what life in the city looks like here. She's
Hmm.
never she hasn't really gotten a chance to explore much in her own hometown, like outside of her own hometown.
Yeah,
So this is all new to her, and she'd like to get out on the town, as it were.
it's okay. It's a very, there is a massive contrast between your hometown. There is a small village. Of course, there is ships coming and going, but you know about your uncle tavern, so you are used to people just stepping there, having a nice pint of beer or wherever your uncle's serving at that time. Uh, but the huge amount of people that you see here, it's overwhelming. The number of ships, the hundreds and hundreds of people that are coming and going and running through the street or shouting, it's it's a meltpot of a mess that is keep almost like bubbling and exploding every single seconds around you. Um, there is not one tavern here. There is something like you in the few moments you see there is something like 20, probably even more, uh, going across the docks because there is enough people for it. Plus the number of ships that are sitting at the docks one by one. Some of the docks has something like 4 or 5 massive ships, one close to each other. Another one close down has space only for one because this um, ships that I described before is taking most of the space. And the name Spitfire, with all those cannon just coming out from those square little port, are you know a huge amount. It's you need to spend something like good 5 minutes to count in only one side. Um, there are hotels, or what you can call them, like if you want to call them like that, from the most cheapest one to something that look a little bit more refined. There, what is officially the docks office and the main harbor office is spread it across the whole things. You have seen at least three of them. Um, so, and this is all of this without counting all the alleyway and the street that goes into town. Please.
Yeah. She takes a little bit of time to orient herself and gain her confidence. She walks along the streets, and she puts on a bit of an air about her to to boost her own confidence. She likes to have a little bit of bravado, so she goes around flaunting her new outfit, as it were,
Yeah.
and finds mm, some place perhaps familiar to her. Um, be an alchemical shop or a tavern, as it were.
Hmm. Uh, okay. So, when you say familiar, you
Hmm.
mean more inclined to a little bit more the small reality of your village, something that if give you that vibe of okay, there is people here, but not as many as other places,
Right.
or something different.
Yes, a place that she feels she has influence, or at least can relate to her life.
Hmm, okay, sounds good. So walking down to the one of the docks by instinct, by um, what your gut's telling you. At a certain point, you decided to take on an alleyway, just because there is a little bit less people there. Also, there is that kind of people that you have seen before, that kind of attitude, where you have the classic drunker sitting down on close to one of the building. There is a couple of women and a guy there definitely selling something else that is not just wine or food or whatever. More, you know, some people say the oldest profession in the world. Um, and there is also a small pub with a classic, nice insignia is a rampant lion silhouette painted in red. And that's it. There is not even the name. It's just that symbol. Um, and you can step there, or you feel like if you can go even more further in, maybe you can find some more specific shop, like an alchemy one.
Yeah. She'll step inside the pub and slide up to the bar and see what kind of vibe there is here.
That sounds good. Behind the counter, there is a massive figure. Is Kelidra Taruk, that for the people out there is a humanoid snapping turtle. So very big with this, the shell as protrusion on the back. His face is like handing with this very tight, pointy beak. Um, he has the vibe of someone that be on the sea for quite a long time. The classic ruined skin because the sun hit it for too long. It has a very big and wrinkly hand with a hand with claw, and at the moment is just polishing the counter, and is in the middle of the day, so um, the place is not very busy. Probably this area has started to get more, I will say, lively during afternoon in the evening. The guy just raised his head, acknowledge your presence. What can I get you?
Oh, what do you have locally here? I'm new in town and I would like to see what you have. What's the best you have on offer?
My best. Hmm. And he slowly turn. His back fill your vision. It's like this big shell in front of you. And he grab what it looks like a nice bottle with a very turquoise kind of liquid in it. He put a cup in front of you, put a bottle in, there, and just raise his hand like, wait. Take take in a bucket what looks like a very precise, almost sculpted, round piece of ice. Put it in the cup. Hit with a bottle. Hit the deck, and immediately the whole thing started to swirl and move, like almost like the liquid is alive itself. And he started to pour it, and it just quite thick. It's like gluk, gluk, and you feel half of it. And the moment the eyes start to float in it, it became brighter, almost like there is a light inside. And before you get to grab it, to even smell it, to taste it, he put his hand on top, and he said, 2 silver.
All right. 2 silver it is. She produces 2 silver.
He just nod, take his hands away. It doesn't take the money immediately, it just enjoy.
All right. Let's see. Do I have to? Can I roll anything? Do I
Yes,
know this?
you've never seen these things before, but if you wanna, please be my guest. Uh,
Sure. I feel like I would have known something about booze.
Yeah, definitely for sure. I will say this. You can roll me an insight if you want, or history, or hmm, I will say even society. One of those three.
Right. Let's see what I know about society here. Um,
Um, I will.
inside.
Your
Sorry.
insight is quite high. Also, your history is quite high. You have 2 and 2 on them. Your society is, you know your town, but that's is less
Yeah,
what
I'm a little out of my
more
depth here.
about.
Just trying to get familiar with things. So insight would be. So I'd write. Sorry, it's been a minute.
Yeah, no, of course, no worries. So just to a little refresh for you, you
Hmm.
use in this case for you use your cunning, there is 3, plus your insight, there is 2. So you roll 5 dice, you
Okay.
keep
Yep.
2, your best 2, and
Hmm.
if you roll 1 6, that 6 will explode.
Okay. Great. So that'd be 5 and 6, and the 6 explodes.
So we have an 11 already,
Yep. Which is, and then that's +2 to that. So that's four. Sorry, that's 13.
13 plus
And then do
1
I
because
add
you
one?
have
So
your cunning.
14. Yep.
Great, 14. So, you never seen this specific way to make this cocktail. The eyes around the things is you're not aware of it,
So
but
maybe the local touch.
this is probably a local touch exactly. But that is Kraken rum. It's a
Oh,
specific. No, it's not like the Kraken rum we have in real life. This is specifically made in Obolawa by a family that produce um, rum, and is in honor of the Kraken family from Rikisi. The Kraken family from Rikisi is one of the most important family of the Rikisi Empire, the empire that is literally under the water of the whole archipelago. There
oh
are
wow.
um, there are 3 main family in the Rikisi Empire: the Leviathan, the Kraken, and the Palian. and they are literally just sea dragon, kraken, and blue whales, humanoid, siren, mermaid.
Wow.
And this rum is in their honor. The blue color, iridescent color, is because their skin is usually between blue and purple. So it's like an homage to that. And also they like octopus, they can change their color and etc. Though that is the reason of the iridescent color. The difference is like ice. That is new, especially because it's very hard to um, not let it melt. But you are in Inget here, where the temperature can go quite low.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's specific ways you can keep ice, like little ice huts and stuff. Still though, that's a nice touch.
did you drink it?
Yeah, she'll take a sip of that and look around. Is there anyone else besides me there?
At the moment, there are a couple of customers other than you and the owner that is seems quite pleased of you sipping his version of the Kraken rum. And uh, and here's the kick: the highs is giving the rum almost like an aftertaste that is like a little bit minty.
Hmm.
That hit your palate just when you go, after you swallow it. It's quite interesting. It's quite nice. You never had it before, at least like this. Also, now you understand the 2 silver. This is probably one of the most expensive rum you can find in the area.
Yeah.
Um, the other two um, customer there are a couple of guys, a human and two school, Horkish, kind of man or woman. You're not completely sure. At the moment you see only like that side of them from the back, and they are playing a game of cards, but they are quite slow. It's quite they're mumbling words between each other. There seems to be just enjoy time, but their clothes they they are probably local, maybe sailor, not completely sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I take my sip, trying to get the vibe of the place, and she'll introduce herself. She'll set down her glass kind of forcefully. She stands up. Excuse me. She comes up to them.
They both turn, and at that point you realize, yeah, the two school is actually a male. Yeah,
How
they,
are you this day?
they look at each other. Good. Oh, do you need anything, miss?
That depends. What do you know about the Fatua Concord?
Oh, uh,
She wants to catch them off guard.
yeah, they got off guard. They definitely get caught off guard, and they look a little bit surprised. And one of them keep looking at the bartender. Um, Bartender just nod, and the man just say, "That's quite a local institution. We, fatwas, they have been around for millennia, and the fatwa Concord is try to keep an eye on them. Some people like them, some people don't. Personally, never met one. So, um, I mean, fatwas, no fatwa member of the Concord. I see them around in town. Yeah. Um, they have one of their central hub here in at the harbor, close to Dock 25.
Hmm. Doc 25, you say?
Yeah.
All right. Well, do not mind me so much. I just wanted to impose a little, and I'll let you go back to your game.
Oh, okay, miss. No,
If
no
you don't
worries.
mind, actually, may I join you?
Again, the two of them seems to look at the owner for a second, almost like waiting for something, and the big turtle guy just nod, and they move their chair slightly and uh, make you space.
Excellent. Do I happen to recognize this game?
He is the equivalent of blackjack.
Oh, sweet. Okay, deal me in.
Okay, how much you want to, I would say, win or lose on this?
Yeah, I'm gonna play my cards a little tight. Not
Mm,
not put down too much money.
okay, okay. At the, I will say, roll me again. You can go perception or insight. I let you choose on the matter. Or you can just go bonker and decide to completely do a different thing, like investigation or, you know, just to see how well you read their poker face and or how good you are at counting the cards.
Sure, yeah, I imagine I'd had some practice at this
Yeah,
in my hometown. Yep. What role would that be?
I let you choose. They are all based on your cunning, so you started with three dice. Investigation, insight, or perception. And based
Yep,
on what you choose, I tell you, what you're more oriented to.
yep.
Perception is like of hand movement, or you call if they're cheating. Insight is more to read their intention, and if they're bluffing or
Yeah,
nothing.
I'll do
And
insight
then
again.
go inside again.
Hmm. Oh, okay. So that's right, 5 and 6. So 11. Oh, wow. 6 again.
Okay.
Does it pop twice?
No, unfortunately, no. Until your skill is a level 3.
That's fair. So the 17. So that's 18.
Uh, okay, okay. Uh, no. At the moment, they don't seem to are trying to cheat, or to steal money from you or cheating and etc. They keep it nice. They keep it an honest game. Um, while you guys are playing, and you are losing some, gaining some, you will notice at a certain point uh, the big, heavy figure of the owner of the establishment is just reaching to the table. And
Hmm.
immediately, one of them excuse itself and leave the stool to him. And y as soon as you sit down, you hear the cracking sound of the wood under his weight. And he put, mind if I join in?
The more the merrier.
And he take a couple of cards in his hand. It's like those tiny little cards compared to his massive wrinkly hand. And he look at you and just say, mind if I ask you why you looking for the Fatwa Concord?
Hmm. I'm not sure how to answer that. I really haven't heard of them much of them myself.
Mm,
Just curious, I suppose.
curiosity is not a bad thing if you know where to look. But if that is the only thing you want to know, there's no problem of asking. If there is something else, just be careful. You seems someone that knows what it does. But this is Avengers City. And it doesn't look at you in the meantime he say these things. It's just looking at his card. And
Oh.
please, please,
Are you in or out?
eat me. And the guy deal a 2. Oh. And he put down the card. I stay, it's your turn.
All right, hit me.
Took down a card, and you got a 16 for now.
Ooh, okay.
You don't know. He has 2 cards in his hand. He look at you. Like, there is a 2 on the table. There is a 4 for you, but you have the rest in your hand.
Okay. I hold.
Hmm. It doesn't do much. He just put down the card. They look at you and say, "Oh, I think I lost." It doesn't even ask you to reveal your card. You can ask something if you want instead of money.
Hmm. I think. Hmm. I think any questions I might ask might make me further implicated in. Well, you seem to imply that there's more to this town than meets the eye. I'll take my money for now.
There's a big smile, and he doesn't even ask the other guy at the table what is his cards are. It's just put the big end on all the pile of money, and you just push them close to you. Have a nice day, miss.
Oh, and you yourself. And she leaves some coinage behind. She doesn't
Hmm.
take it all.
So you take away from the table the equivalent of 25 silver. And the man just said, "Brusco, you can ask around if you want." And he tapped his chest.
Brasco. Okay.
And are you leaving?
Yeah, she takes her leave. She knows when it's time to call it quits.
And the 3 of them still looking at you quite intensely the moment you're leaving. The Hawk is now, um, you know, waiting close to the desk. The 2 are still at the table. Nobody moves, but you feel that there is a little bit of tension in the air, not against you, just you know. Overall, they're very curious, and overall, they're very intent of looking and understanding. Nothing more. But in the meantime, you walking away and you keep exploring, keep try to understand a little bit more about this city, maybe even adding to Dock 25.
Yep.
We move away to another dock that is supposed to be earlier than that because it's number 13. But as my player discovered the other time, this one is far, far away from the center of town and is apparently being man-made.
Oh,
Um, so, Zeppo, Jarvis, you are following Captain Alvida in order to get to Dr. Teen. And when you finally reach the place, 2 things caught your eyes immediately. First of all, compared to the other dock, this is made of wood. while the other are made of, concrete and marble and big stone and etc. This is made of wood and is rotting. It's probably someone built it as fast as they could and forget about it. And the ship that has anchored to this dock is in terrible condition. Uh, it's a very weird ship. Is very dark, almost completely black, with so much rotten plank, so many how you call it, the things that grow on the side of the ship. You know when you
Barnacles.
thank you, barnacles. I know the name, and I was like, it's gone. So many barnacles that are now literally just growing on all the side. Even they reach out from under the water line, and they started to grow almost to the top of the main deck. The sail are down, and the few are they're still flapping. They are ruined with holes, and they are almost bleached, but completely bleached white by the sun. Even if they were not white, they were almost like the same dark color of the rest. And the most weird things is the name on the side of the ship, because even in this terrible condition, the name is still quite readable, and it's called the Invincible. And the area seems empty. There's no one there. It's like no people walking around, just the three of you, and the intense smell of the harbor, rotten wood, and salt.
Can I take a quick look as we're approaching this wreck of a building and this wreck of a of a pier? Can I take a look at the ground just to see if it looks like there's been any foot traffic recently? If it looks like there's a lot of movement, or if the ground has been pretty well undisturbed for for the day or for some period of time.
Hmm. I'm not gonna ask you for roll, especially because your perception is quite good.
Hmm.
Um, but I can tell you this: there is been movement, but not really high. There is not being high traffic here. There's probably
Considering the size of the city and the amount of people that are moving around, you can tell that there's it's a scarce number of people that
mm,
come through here.
yeah, and almost none come through that little pier. The
Hmm.
most of the footstep and trace of pass people that pass by is where you are on the main part of the harbor.
Hmm. Hmm.
More you get closer, less people.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of assuming. The Invincible, huh, Captain? I think we found our friend.
Yeah, he already has this uh, weird choice of names, I would say. Um, Sando is peculiar. Nice fella, but I didn't see him for a long time, and I didn't remember this ship before. Uh, it was almost 15 years ago. So,
This is Giuseppe. Are you part of the group now, or are you kind of still shadowing us?
I guess I'm still shadowing because
Hmm.
I don't recall joining you two as part of the party.
no, you
Well,
were you were asking some information to one of the people on the pier, but except for that, you didn't say you were joining, so I let you choose on the matter.
I'm still shadowing. I'm still
hmm
observing.
You probably pointed us in the right direction, and then and then kind of sunk back away. And we've walked down this way and kind of knowing that you're there, but not 100% sure where. That's cool. So anything that he says it just loud enough so that that hot pot can get can kind of make it out.
Mhm.
Um,
Same
oh,
goes
oh,
with the captain. She's open, quite loud on the matter, so Hot Pot can definitely hear what the two are saying.
hmm But at the same time, I'm also going to kind of keep an eye out for any any other movement, any other heads that might pop up as we're speaking. Uh, well, Captain, do you want to go in there alone, or do you want me to join you?
Oh no, no, no. We need to announce ourselves. If we try to get in without telling Sando, he's going to probably try to stab us or shot.
Mm, yeah.
It's
Um,
is no, I would say, is no person that like surprise.
oh no, I didn't expect to just walk in, but just want to know if you wanted company. Um,
I'm
maybe he'll kind of he'll pat his jacket where his money is and say, "Do we need to grease any palms?"
Oh no, I don't think so. I mean, if he is the same person and I remember, he cares so little about money.
Hmm, fair enough.
Also, he's captain of Royal Navy, so he's getting paid. Why should I grease that?
Yes, well, just making sure I know the what we're getting ourselves into.
Yeah, yeah, no, fair enough. Um, and yeah, we'll see if maybe we need to announce everyone. She say, and in the meantime, she looks around. Or it's gonna be just the two of us. Um,
Hmm.
she smiled and you know, just take a couple of steps closer to the gangplank that connects the ship.
Hmm.
And while you're now getting even closer to the ship, you you're been on a ship for a little bit on now.
Mm-hmm.
You know the shape of different ship that you guys encounter in during your travel. Um, this one is a brigantine. However, a brigantine usually has two masts. Do you know why? Someone decided to put a third one at the end of the ship, taking extra space that usually is, is given to the cabins and other area. And now you have a third mast just going going through the entire ship. Um, and that modified the hand of the ship in a weird way to make it a little bit more chunky.
Hmm.
Because of course, what you lose with the mass, you need to gain it in the in in length or in wideness.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a weird choice, and definitely this is being a modification, or this is a design of a ship that you've never seen before.
Hmm. Does it look like it's there to make the ship faster?
Yes, definitely faster.
Yeah.
Having three another mast means more sail.
Yeah, of course. Maybe faster, more maneuverable. There's got to be a couple of benefits to it. Maybe that's why it's invincible. It can't get caught. He'll kind
Yeah,
of say that. He'll say that to the captain, like a little bit hushed.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't know how familiar you are with sailor terminology or things like that. But there is the forecastle that is at the beginning. You know that there is that part that, you have the main deck and you have the
Hmm.
part that is a little bit higher and that
Hmm.
is smaller and is in front of the ship. That is called forecastle. And there is the one on the back that usually in many films you see the people, uh, you know, using the stairs to get there where there is the wheel of the ship.
Hmm.
And that is called the stern castle. And
Hmm.
the new mast is literally there behind the wheel.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, anyway, the captain saying, "Yeah, maybe right. I don't know. It give me strange vibe. This ship is like cold but resilient, like a little bit more arcane, something new, something weird, something old."
He'll say really quietly so that it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
disturb anything. He'll say maybe a little bit magic.
Yeah, but
Uh, is there anything I could roll to see if I can perceive any magic or any power coming from the ship in that regard?
how close you are? Are you look? You're literally with her close to the gangplank.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like we were just about ready to start walking up as we kind of like
Mm.
looking around for somebody to talk to.
Okay, you know the things that we talk about and your past and etc etc. So you
Hmm.
are
Hmm.
with now you're also reading those books and etc. More than the feeling of magic, more than detecting the magic and etc. You feel a little bit of this undertone of power, just giving you that vibe of oh yeah, there is something ancient here.
Yeah, we definitely want to be careful here, Captain. He'll kind of he'll throw an eye back, not knowing exactly where Hot Pot is, but just to just to kind of give Hot Pot a little bit of that look of, be careful as we begin going up the gangplank, and he's got his hand resting on his pistol, kind of like more like, trying to be like casual, like he's using it as a convenient place to kind of perch his arm, but he's also ready at the same time as they walk up the gangplank.
And before you started to do the first step, a voice from the ship just say, um, "Me, remember that you need to put the right step first."
The right step first.
Yeah,
He,
it's a
he says
very
it. He says,
strong and weird accent.
"Yeah, yeah." I picked up on that. I'm surprised I could figure out what you were saying.
Mhm.
Um, and he kind of like leans a little bit on his right leg. The right step. What do you mean by that?
And this figure shows up at the end of the gangplank, right in front of the both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Me, you are so loud that I can hear you from inside. Come on in.
No, we're not trying to sneak aboard. And he'll take a few more steps forward.
I
Uh,
get that. And the figure that is not very tall is probably 5'7" or something like that. Not,
mm-hmm.
quite lean, dressed completely in black, with a bandana around his head, a nice mustache with curly, those handlebar kind of
Mm-hmm.
mustache, a very short goatee, a little bit of a underbite, um, crooked nose, very, very. tan skin.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, a lot of sailors, in order to protect themselves from the sun, they put charcoal under their and on their eyelids in order to, protect
Hmm.
their eye and etc. So it has that kind of smoky eye vibe and etc. His skin is a little bit wrinkly and with soft scar for someone that fought quite a lot and he's been under the sun and for a long time. He's missing a hand, the left one, and he's replaced with not a mechanical, but a wood and silver um, prosthetic
Hmm.
that is moving, by the way, because
Hmm.
it's giving you, it's like it's moving and just give you the sign to come on board. And the guy has some presence, but you can tell he's not the most handsome, good-looking guys you ever seen. um, Definitely not. But uh, this scrawny figure, it moves quite fast, almost like a birds of prey.
Hmm. Sure.
And your captain goes, Sando! And he goes like, do I know you? What? Oh, wait a second, you're the fucking bitch, come on in. uh, and she's like, yeah, I'd be cool. I've been called worst. Let's go.
And Jarvis will give a little bit of a laugh as he pats her on the back. Again, trying to be a little bit loud so that Hot Pot gets that read,
Um,
and will.
the two of them share a shake of hand first. They look at each other and they hug. Your captain is, with all her long snake hair and etc., is almost towering over him.
Mm.
But and he, by the end of the hug, he just pat her on the ass, and she just slap him on the face. But it seems like a banter between the two of them.
Yeah.
Uh, and she goes, "You look awful." And I got, "Hey, you look," and he goes, "Hey, you look beautiful, my dear. Come in, come in." And you are, and he
Uh,
look at
I, I'm Jarvis. I'm
Jarvis,
one of
come
the
in.
crew.
Ready for a drink?
Always.
Good. Uh, and the two of them seems to go to what is the cabin on the stern castle. They literally the door that is under it.
Jarvis says, "Hope it's something that's strong," and he rubs his bald head. It's something to put hair in my head.
He turn. I hope so. You look worse than her.
Yeah.
So you guys got introduced to this mess of a room. There is bottle on the ground, uh, clothes thrown around everywhere. What looks like a bed that is not being remade or fixed in probably years. Um, there is a desk with so many papers and charts and etc. on top of it that is like probably you can't find anything there. There is a couple of is this supposed to be like a painting on at the end of the cabin, and there is a jacket, a long coat, just put it on top of it that is, you that is being used as a hanger the whole time. There is at this place smell of booze and regret. Um, you know how tidy is your cargo hold because uh, Geraldine, yeah, this is her worst nightmare. This place is terrible.
Jarvis is trying to smile through it, but his eyes are probably starting to water a little bit from how grotesque it is, but he's doing his best to keep a poker face.
Um, Sando just walk in. Um, there is a lot of books on a chair, and he pushed them on the ground, scattering them around even more. And he just pat the chair and he invite Alvida to sit down. And he goes around his main desk, and he just land. And there is a lot of the puff of dust just raising from it. Hand is down as a so. What can I do for you? And
Jarvis
Alvidas,
is gonna Jarvis is gonna start like picking up some of the books and just putting them into a stack. He's gonna like quickly eye them to see if there's anything interesting here, but he's eventually just gonna sit on the stack of books like it's a stool.
history book. 90% of them history.
Mm.
History of the archipelago, history of the Royal Navy, history of piracy. There is a book that you immediately recognize because you have seen it multiple times. History of Piracy: The Life of Jolly Roger by one of a famous Aegeus author.
Hmm.
Uh, um, so there is a lot of things like this.
Hmm.
Um, the guy seems to, be very into reading this kind of stuff because
Mm.
as while you put things together, you notice that there are other books scattered around this room, and some that you eye down are like more about navigation and other places around. But this guy definitely knows his history.
Mm. Now, is this supposed to be the captain that we were looking for, the guy we were looking for?
Yeah, Captain Sando.
Sando. Okay, yeah, okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
no, absolutely. Uh,
but if she's gonna speak, then I'll Jarvis is just gonna kind of be quiet and follow the lead.
Yeah, they are going to speak, yeah. And I'm
Hmm.
going to jump between accent between the two of them like a crazy
Hmm.
maniac because it's going to be a little bit difficult. But however,
Hmm. Hmm.
what you catch by their conversation is the following things. She's trying to describe what she need without explicit saying, "Oh, we took this, we need now. We are looking for this other things." He's like, and he's like taking it in, just being, as most, you're not sure if he's like actually ignorant or he play ignorant about what's going on in town and etc. But he's like, yeah, yeah, no, I get it. Or you need this, or you need to maybe know someone that can translate that for you, and etc. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can help you on the matter. But maybe depending on where you're going, I can help you or to see if I know someone there. So she is trying to not give him too much, and he's trying to slowly fishing information out of her.
Hmm. Hmm.
In the meantime, uh, Hotpot, you're being hiding, you're being trying not to be noticed and etc. You're seeing the whole interaction from the outside until they go on top and they disappear on the deck. So what are you doing from there?
Um, I didn't I didn't receive any signal to follow, right?
No,
Okay. So they disappear inside the ship. There's no way, like, there's no windows, there's no way for me to see everybody or what's going on.
there is probably a window. Okay, for the people inside the cabin, there is a window, of course, but for you, you don't know. But you need to go to the stern of the ship, then is facing, you know, thinking. Let me think about it. Yes, so when you get into port, you're facing the front of the ship is facing towards the port, so the back of the ship, the stern, is facing outside. So in order to get to that and see that window, you need to swim and eventually crawl on the side, or jump and crawl on the side of the ship to get to the actual window, because there's nothing there.
Yeah. Okay. What are these waters like? Uh,
Murky and very, very, you know, calm, I will say. Is a harbor. The there is the water here is kind of slushy and calm at the moment. Is that intense green, dark blue that is usually for because people in the harbor just throw their waste in there.
yeah. Okay. So I've worked on a couple ships and I've been to a lot of places, and there are some places I would not go into the water. Like there's just a lot of sharks.
No, there's definitely no. They don't seem very much alive, except maybe, of course, for shellfish, crabs, and other things like this. They are probably there is some fish, but they are quite down below, and there don't seems to be massive.
Okay. I'm still gonna try to avoid the water. I'm gonna try to jump onto the ship, or
Okay,
or I could maybe try to sneak and use stealth proficiency and go up the gangplank.
you need to tell me. You need
Yeah,
you are.
okay. That I think that's well, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to sneak up the gangplank
Mhm.
and uh sneak around the ship and until I can find a window and view what's going on and gain some more information to make a better assessment of what to do next.
Okay, okay. Can I have can I have the can I have your stealth roll?
Okay. Just a second.
Yeah, no, of course, no worries. It's
That's
your
under
stealth of value of
agility.
2 with your agility of values of 4. So 6 dice, keep 2, 1 explode.
Okay. Okay, I got uh a 5 and a 4.
So we have a 9 plus your bonus of plus 3. So we have uh, a 12 in total.
What is stealth proficiency, and how can I incorporate that?
What do you mean?
Um, well, I
Oh,
had
you have a plus 2 on stealth. So on top of the 12 you just roll, you add a plus 2 on the at the end of it. So it's
okay,
14.
okay,
That's your special skill. Yeah.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I attempt to sneak up the gangplank, the gangway.
you're quite confident that no one have actually hurt you. There is a couple of moments where you hear the cracking of the wood and etc. In that both those moments, you're not completely sure if it's just because the ship is hold, or almost you feel that kind of ancient power coming through, but there is almost like the ship seems almost to moan and just making those sound, almost like weird, that you're not completely sure if it's just the woods or something else. But no one react. The people inside are still talking. Jarvis, you don't hear anything. It's hard to follow, to find the window, because there is no window that goes inside the ship. The only window there is facing the outside of the ship, and there is nothing you can use there. There is no, a passage there.
Oh, so
However,
It's windows on the side of the ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There
So
are
so being on deck won't necessarily help me look into the window.
no, but however, you can reach the door and you can hear what's going on inside. That's for
Okay.
sure.
That's what I'm gonna do. And as far as the groaning,
Mhm.
the ship creaking and groaning, he hears that and pauses to make sure nobody like perceives him and comes out. And when nobody presents themselves, he just chalks that up to an old dilapidated ship creaking and groaning. And then since nobody noticed, he continued.
Yeah, perfect. And one thing that you notice is the fact that there's no one else here. This ship is a big ship compared to where you guys are. You know, that your ship is a sloop, is 62 tons of a ship. That is not a big one. This is probably around 80 or probably 100 ton. And that's supposed to be a lot of people working here. And it's empty. There's no one there. The only person that is on board is Captain Sando and you guys at the moment.
Has
So
he, has he ever heard of like tales of the Invincible or this uh you know old ship that no matter how broken and dilapidated it becomes, like it's still it still has this like great prowess on the seas. And are there stories of this ship that he may have heard of?
you can roll me an history check.
Okay, history.
It's not an easy one because there is an archipelago of ships are literally everywhere. So knowing a name of a specific one or tales of a specific one is not easy. However,
Where do we find history?
is
Oh,
under
I
your
can.
wisdom.
Okay, so I am rolling 4 dice.
Yeah, and you only keep the highest and the lowest because you're not proficient in the skill, unfortunately, and there's no exploding sixes.
Okay. A 6 and a 1.
So a seven. Now,
Yeah.
unfortunately for you, um, the name doesn't remind you of nothing.
I
Uh,
get +2 for wisdom, so
yeah, yeah. So 7 plus 2 is a 9. Doesn't unfortunately change much. I can tell you this. There are few information of important ship that, you know, and there is some that are quite famous. Another very, very famous ship that was black, like this one. It was the most famous of all of them. It was the Crimson Scourge, also known as the ship of Jolly Roger. But this is not the Crimson Scourge. It's definitely
okay.
not. Um, Other blackish ship like this, at the moment, you don't remember anyone else. Especially, you don't remember anyone that has the name Invincible.
Okay.
Um,
So Hot Pot approaches the door,
mhm.
and he maybe cups his hands and tries to listen.
Okay. And as I said to Jarvis, there is a moment between the two of them, like a banter between. He tried to fish information. She tried not to give it too much, and in the same time getting answer from him. So unless you guys are intervening in some way, the discussion will carry on like this for a little bit. But in the meantime, you're thinking about it. We are moving our camera to another side of the dock, where Miguel, Grail, and Rock are approaching a warehouse that, technically speaking, is the warehouse of the Royal Navy. Nice facade. There is a double entrance. There is a lot of people coming and going. So when you guys step in, it doesn't seem very important. There is a lot of people shouting, ordering things, crater being moved, barrels everywhere, a lot of sales and such like. Dock worker lifting and putting down things. It's quite operational. So,
Before we go in, I'm going to look at the other two people who are with me, and I'll be like, okay, so we're probably going to go in to negotiate goods, so we should not mention our captain's name at all. If anything, if we have to mention a captain's name, we mention the temporary captain's name. Finn, I think it was. What was the guy, shark guy's name? I'm trying to remember.
Kuhan Lin. Kuhan.
Quan Lin.
Kuhan. Yes.
Wanlin. Okay. We mentioned his name. If anybody asks who the captain is, we mention that. Knowing the way these people work, he might charge more if he hears our captain's name. He might also, if someone asks him if we stopped by to get supplies, then he'll know that we were here. So we're
What
gonna
should we
try to.
say?
We should probably say to him, "Cool, yeah, Coolin." We should say that either we could say Coolin, but there is still a chance that he might know who that is because he might go, "Okay, who's the first mate of so and so?"
Mm-hmm.
So there is still a chance there. Uh, I could pretend, but I don't think I have the swagger to be a captain. No offense. I look around. Just Miguel has captain swagger, right? I'll look at him. like,
Oh, he,
Miguel is definitely charming, I will say.
okay. So the plan is we should probably not even mention Kulin.
Kuhan.
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 Kuhan. We should not mention Kuhan. We should say that Miguel is basically the captain or like the person who's acquiring goods, so that we have no connection to the ship. All
all
right.
right.
Now,
Okay. Cover
I'm just the
story.
negotiator
So
who
why do I
works.
want why
What's
do
up?
I want goods again? Cover
You
story.
have a ship. It's called the Trustworthy. It's in
Of
the port.
course.
They have fake records of the Trustworthy. It's in the port. Um, well, they don't have the records yet. They'll get there, I'm sure. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
anyway, so we'll go in. We already know what the prices of the goods are. We've talked to all the local merchants. That was last time. We went and we were getting a feel for the merchant prices around here. And now,
So, just to give you an idea,
yeah,
because there was, at the moment, if you go and pay for everything, they want something around, between all the provision, harms, specialized tools, and etc. There was something around 12,000 silver.
right. And then they're gonna want to have proper records of us picking up all those things. I'm sure because they're a business. Got it. All right, 12,000. I will keep that in my notes.
How much do
And
we have to spend?
what is our spending limit? That's the real question.
That you don't know because the captain didn't told you, but less is best.
Okay,
Gotcha. Blank check.
uh,
12,000.
the thing is, you guys are quite new to the ship, so you don't know how are their founding at the moment. But of course, you figure that she is paying uh, to this for this
Right.
mission. So um, probably part of the loot of whatever they did before is now being invested in this endeavor. So you probably don't know how much you guys can reach.
Okay.
Less is best, as I said.
Okay. Gotcha. But
Also, just to remind you, before you step in and you decide to ask for Charles Vane immediately, around you, you are walking down to what looks like the Royal Navy
I'm
warehouse.
aware. I, this is the kind of thing that my character was designed for. You walk into a place that looks relatively uh, terrifyingly guarded, and you walk in like you belong there, and that's kind of like what he's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
try
yeah.
and do here.
I'll be.
So
I
that
can hype you up.
probably, yeah. Sorry.
Is there any way that we're not going to ask? I don't feel like we're the kind of group that would be like, Ed, where is this person we were asking about? Do we have an idea of what his other identity might be, or like from talking to people, or no?
The thing is, you didn't get any name directly,
All right,
uh, but why don't you guys do me a couple of rolls to
all
see
right.
if you find something interesting?
All right.
Do
What
some
would you like me to roll?
do some legwork over here.
Yeah,
Uh,
you guys choose. I let you choose on the matter. You want to go
I
investigate?
think
You want to
it's gonna
perceive
be
things
inside.
inside?
Yeah, probably
Yeah, yeah.
inside. Let me go look at my stat sheet real quick.
Probably.
You want to talk with someone and try to charm the information out of them?
Uh, I'm
Might
not.
work.
I'm not charming in that way. Like, I mean, he's okay at that, but that's not what he's designed for. Business charming is not the same as people charming. You know.
I can try charming.
Okay, you go talk to people. I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna do actual investigation. That's what I'm gonna do.
Hmm.
That's my plan. So I'm gonna look for what uh, I have a black market kind of specialist kind of person. So I go, okay, yeah, here's where the real business is, but what looks like what looks like a side entrance, or what looks like, you know what I mean? Like, what doesn't jive well, and what would I be looking for if I was looking for the black market? You know?
Yeah, no, fair enough. Go, go, both of you roll, do
All
different
right. So
things.
when I'm rolling charm, since it's under presence, do I add presence plus charm or just the dice and charm
You roll the number of dice that is,
together?
presence and charm. You roll it
Okay.
together. You keep
Roger.
only two because you have two on charm.
Mhm.
So you keep the best two in this case, and one
Yep.
of your sticks explode.
Okay.
Okay.
And then since it's not, I know I ask you this every time. I'll remember it next time, I swear.
No worries. I'm
Because
here
it's
to
under
remind you
presence, do I
everything.
add that like the +3 or whatever?
Absolutely, you do.
Okay.
At the end of it, you add that +3.
Okay.
Plus, look at your special skills. You have persuasion and charm a +2 because of your charismatic presence.
Oh, good.
Okay. Gotcha. And that adds on top of the
On
other
top of
plus.
it. So you
Okay.
got a
Perfect.
+5 on the roll every time you roll.
That's disgusting. I love it.
That's what
It's
you're designed.
disgustingly good,
That
I hope.
that's what you're designed to do. Of course, you're
Yeah.
disgusting at it.
20.
Wow.
Wow, you just charmed the shit out of somebody.
I literally walk in there like I own the place. I walk in and I'm like, I go to the nearest receptionist and I
Yes,
ask them how their day is going and get into a conversation with them and
Oh
slowly
man.
lead it into more information.
absolutely. In the meantime, can I have your investigation, Rock?
Sure, it's my investigation. So it's going to be cunning plus investigation. So 6 dice, it looks like.
Yes,
Okay, six
absolutely.
dice. Oh, that's broken. Okay, I hold the two sixes.
Great, great. So you have a 12, and now you roll another 6.
Okay, so
One of,
oh
one
yeah,
of,
I roll one of the sixes again,
yes,
right?
exactly.
And that's a two, unfortunately, but that's fine. Six,
There's a
six,
14 already.
14, and then I get three for my bonus. So, you said 13 or 12? Sorry.
13,
13 and 6, 16.
16. You have a
Yep.
16 and a 20. Great. So, very good indeed. Almost at the same time, you for looking in the right spot and you for charming your way out of this person that is behind the counter and is entranced by your words and your mannerism and etc.
That's why they're the captain.
You guys both hear the same name, uh, say it in a kind of a hush voice. Mr. Queen, Dendrel Queen. You need to ask for them to be introduced to the to his office. That's what they suggest.
Sure. Okay, Dendril Queen. Well, so I will back up from the counter a bit, and I'll look at Miguel. Okay, so you're supposed to be the one in charge, and I am your backup. So I think you should ask for this gentleman.
This Mr. Queen, who is this person? If you don't mind me asking.
You ask to the person.
Yes, to the receptionist.
Okay, so she, very soft voice, get closer to you and say, "It's the name we use here for Charles Vane. Is the official name on the paper." And she, without giving it to you, but she's showing a piece of paper that has been signed, and it's actually look like an official paper that the Marine and etc. just the Royal Navy will give to for official ship provision. Is a manifest. There is a lot of jargon like document number, purpose of the voyage, ports of
Gonna
departure,
look over this.
and
Buddy guy looking over the shoulder. Oh,
yeah. And the officer of record, so the
yeah.
person sign it is sign Dendril Queen.
Hmm.
But you guys now know that is a fake name.
Okay.
And he has a stamp that is being approved.
All right.
So I'll look. I guess we should just ask for the guy. I mean, we definitely
Possible.
know it's him. Yeah.
Is it possible
And
we can
she just point to the door.
Okay.
That is, with casually pointing with a finger, but and pretending to look somewhere else. And she softly say, "Knock 3 times."
Thank you, madame. Gives a wink.
She just blushed for a second.
Thanks. What are the stakes of sex? Just goes back.
Yeah. Your snakes are hissing. One of them is whispering in your ear, "Are you sure about this, boss?"
Quiet, man. Quiet.
Okay.
I thank her, and then I walk over to the door with my buddy.
Okay.
I'm the bankroll. They're the captain.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, you knock 3 times. The door is slightly open. On the other side, you see a man, a black man in his probably 30s. And he just look at you. And he just do a gesture with his head. Like, expecting something like a request of a name or... So, Miguel.
Oh, sorry, my headset was Could you repeat that real quick? I'm sorry.
No, of course. I said this black guy in his 30s just look at you and do a gesture with his head, waiting for some kind of request or name.
All right. I introduce myself. Hello, I am Miguel, and I'm one of them, and I am from the out of character. What was her trading company?
We call it. No, it's the trustworthy.
Trustworthy.
I am the captain of the trustworthy ship. We have just docked in, but I'm not going to get over the deals. I would like to, but I would like to purchase some goods from you, if possible.
There is a nod, and the door open, and the guy let you in. And there is a 180 kind of different vibe from here. The place is quiet. And there is barely anyone in here. And there is quite a long corridor that is a little bit crammed. And the guy doesn't follow you. He just close the door and stay there and look at both of you and just do a sign that you need to proceed.
I
I
don't
nod
see
it.
any reason, so I just follow.
I go.
And you guys enter another warehouse, almost like this corridor is like a communication between the two of them.
But
And the place is nicely lit, but not too much, giving the right amount of shadow around. And you notice, because your snakes give you the vibe, and because you, Miguel, know where to look, there are people in the corners, just there, waiting. There are some weapons. There are some. Most of them look like thugs.
Gotcha.
And there is a couple of people just moving crates and etc. And when you finally walk into the area, at the end of it, you observe a kind of an unsettling scene. There is a table. There is a woman behind the table. She is minute, pale skin, almost, like a ghost. Her lips are being sewed shut, literally with a thick thread. Her hair are white. Her eyes seems almost like sunken. And her throat has a massive scar, almost like someone just bite it off. And she's just sitting at the table. And in front of her, there is a man with kind of round, puffy guy with a curly wig that is holding a knife and try to pinch the tip of his finger while someone just walk by and with a very deep voice say, "Let me help you with that." And he grabbed the guy's hand, smashed it on the table, grabbed the knife from his hand, and he stabbed it. And before the guy can scream in pain, the other one put his hand on his mouth and just shh. You see this other guy just from the back. It's quite large, a long red coat, bald, with pointy ears, and a skin that is that kind of ashen gray color. If it wasn't for the fact that his skin is almost look like a metal statue.
do any of these people have the weird tattoo that shows the enclave on it? I just want to make sure that I'm not like I'm surrounded by thugs, but I don't want to be surrounded by thugs that also don't like us. Like, you know,
Hard to make up on the
fair.
dots
They're too far. Right, I get
because they
that.
are especially staying in the dark. But those two that you're seeing,
Yeah.
they don't have that
Okay.
kind of tattoo
All right.
visible. The guy that I'm described, especially because you see him very fast, his arm and etc., is shredded. This guy is like muscle and tissue, and that's it, no fat.
Got it. No arm wrestle match. Got it. Understood.
I blink 2 times and just like, is this a bad time? Should I come back?
And without even looking at you, he take out the knife from the guy's hand and is now crying in pain, and he hold the knife towards the woman. She take a pen, the feather pen, and just use the blood almost like a ink and sign it, a contract. And seal these things, kiss you with her lips. And on the paper, you guys see like almost like a twirl of black energy
Oh.
before giving the things back to the guy. Then he's like, and the man at that point said, "It's been a pleasure doing business with you." And he, at that point, turn and look at the both of you. Immediately, both of you recognize this man is a Shadri. Shadri are the drow of this world.
Lovely.
And
That's good.
very pointy here, this very dark, almost like metal skin. His eyes are yellow. And is under his long red trench coat, it doesn't wear anything else. He has, bare chest that you can literally just see every single
Ladies, calm
muscle.
down. Ladies, relax at home.
And the thing is, he wear a mask
Okay.
from the nose down around here. He wear a mask. Then he's not, it doesn't have something that connected to the back. He's been literally merged to his face.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's made of leather with metal insert to keep it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned and he started to do a couple of steps towards the two of you and said, "Oh, but what would we have here? Please come in. It's a pleasure to meet fresh meat."
Of course. Pleasure to meet you too.
Yeah, to counter that, I am going to be exactly that way. Yep, go ahead.
Pleasure to meet you too. I look for, is there like any seats that I can go sit at? Is there a place where I can stand at? Like obvious, like behind, like place to do business, desk, area, table.
And the guy just, with a very big gesture, almost like theatrical, just pointed the chair where the guy is still sitting.
Oh, absolutely. I go sit there.
And the other guy that's holding his hand is like, "It's been a pleasure, goodbye." And he just walk away, just keep bleeding.
In the back of my mind, all I'm thinking is, he got a good deal. There's probably people that he only got a stab wound, okay?
He could have.
He could have lost a hand, okay?
I sit there. Completely nonchalant, just not bothered.
The guy just, close to you, standing up. "Who do we have here?"
I am Miguel, of the ship known as the Trustworthy. I am here because I wish to procure some. I wish to do business with you and buy some goods.
At that
We're
point,
just getting straight to the point. I imagine you are a busy person.
since there's like a slight pause in the conversation, I assume he was talking to both of us because I was in the back. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Both of us.
I am, he'll basically say like the first mate and also the person in charge of procuring goods. So I am the purse, as it would be.
He's the money man.
And the money. I'm managing the finances of the ship.
He does the numbers.
That's good things. I like people that is direct and straight to the point. So, I do the business talking. She does the contract.
Makes sense.
Yep.
However, because you're new, there is some guarantees that need to be required.
Of course.
Who is going to be read by my companion here? And you don't exactly know what it means with reading.
Is there like an insight roll or is there like a knowledge? I'm not sure if there's any sort of knowledge roll. I don't think Miguel will actually know what this is.
Let me look at my sheet real quick and I will get a moment. not really that. Perception, no insight. Is this an insight moment, or is this a just trying to like wisdom? When he says read, all I'm thinking is they seem to be very heavy on like legal documents. So I'm going to think that that's something about like the
Mm-hmm.
guarantor, probably like
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Um, I'll try. I'll try it this way. I'll say to him, um, I suppose you mean the guarantor in case things go wrong.
No.
Okay, then could you please enlighten us on the matter then?
The woman, without saying a word, just move her hand, and you see a set of tarots literally just appearing in her hand. And she just started to shuffle them and
Oh, okay, I understand.
Wow.
put
Oh,
them down
yeah. I
on.
totally wouldn't have guessed that. He just
No,
that's
no,
not
of
in his
course.
business. Is not in
He
his
was,
business
As
model.
all
Yeah.
right,
he was
as
big on purpose, okay, yes.
Okay, that's
all
fine.
right, as
and
captain, I can do this.
Sure.
and she put down the cards, and all the cards are black cards with on the back there is a golden um, design on it, um, and all the symbols on this are on the back of the card are the same. Is a skull with a blindfold, and you guys already seen that,
Hmm.
especially Jarvis.
Okay. Good
But
luck. Good luck, Miguel. I'll just look like I am looking at the table.
Out of character, Miguel has no effing clue what's going on.
out of character, yes, it doesn't.
Uh, but we're gonna try our best. I'm just gonna wait for them to give me a motion to choose a card, and then I will choose a card.
Very, very gently, with the motion of her hand, she just show you the cards.
This is the
And
weirdest lie detector test I've ever seen. That's the back of my mind. I'm like,
I choose
that's
the
must be what
leftmost
this
one
is.
if I'm choosing one.
so you choose one.
Yep,
Can I have a 1d6 roll, please? This is
six.
a very interesting thing.
I rolled a six.
Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm checking on. I'm checking on one of the most interesting things, probably, and more complicated things I created for this game. And I mean an entire deck of tarots for the Witch of Obolawa.
Oh God.
Hey man, that's exciting. I love looking through like not even just a deck of many things. We had there's like a Harrop deck of many things that one of my GMs used before. Super
Mm-hmm.
fun. I'm all for this.
So the Witch of Obolawa, I have 3 different kind of decks of tarots because all their power are based on different ways. And in this case, you pick a card that is called the Rotten Crown. Show a caster wearing a decaying crown with a powerful aura emanating from him. The enemies around them should appear weakened and vulnerable, like they are kind of defenseless. And the caster power is like seems almost to grow around him, and almost like it's surrounded by some higher vulnerability, or sorry, invulnerability, or like divine power, or things like this. Um, and at the moment, it's up. Is the meaning of it? You don't know it, but she seems pleased, and she asks you to do it again.
Right? Five.
A 5. Okay. You pick up another card. The name of the card is the Martyr's Gift. Show a single person that is seems wounded, but at the same time there is a caster on top of him, just emanating a radiant burst of energy, and the caster looks like weakened by it, almost like visible mark of exhaustion or sacrifice. However, this one is upside down. And last, on our last card, please.
5 again.
Mm-hmm. The Path of the Seeker. Show a person standing before a doorway. Beams of light illuminating the hidden truth behind the door. And their expressions show some kind of conflict. And this one is right. And she collect those 3 cards, look at them, as she look at him, and just do a gesture with her head. This seems almost like a nod. But she take the rest of the card, shuffle them back together, and with one gesture they disappear. At that point, only at that point, Charles step back in.
You seems to holding information, but that's normal in this kind of business, right?
It's not. Let's be honest with it. They'll just nod slightly.
Yep, no, of course.
Hmm.
He smile for a second, but you can tell it from his eyes more than because at the moment, of course, there is the mask covering him, and he goes,
Okay. What do you need?
All right, we go break down the business. I guess I start listing off like
Yeah, we have
I
a sheet of all
I
the goods.
I basically make a motion for you to start
Yeah.
reading it off.
Sure. I will start reading off the goods that we need and the prices that the doc set for us, which I will make a face. So it's not like a bad face, but like seems unreasonable. But anyway, I'll go down the list of goods and I will show him what we need for our journey, and see what his reactions are to like how the deal is going. So I'm like, these are the things we're going to need, and we'd prefer people not to know that we're picking them up, which is why we came.
he listen. You have stuff like assorted preserved food stuff, sealed barrels,
Sale pieces, like we probably have replacement parts, things for
standard
that.
things
Yeah. But
build-ish firebolt and
nothing
surgical
really
kit.
illegal. Just lots of like goods for a long journey.
Yeah. And also in the list there is some rationed grog,
Yeah.
sanitary equipment, rope and sailcloth.
Right. Yeah.
And you listen carefully to everyone. Everything without almost like without blinking an eye. And he goes,
Everything seems reasonable, and I understand the reason of secrecy. But, like we used to say in this part of town, let's do a quid pro quo. I give you
Listening.
this for a reasonable price. Let's say, counting down numbers, I give you this for 8,000 silver. All of it. In exchange or a crate delivery.
You want us to do a run for you at the same time.
Just one small crate.
Is there going to be someone in the crate? Is it going to be goods? I would rather not find out halfway into the journey. I'm not asking what it is. I'm asking if it's a live thing that is in the crate.
You're not gonna open the crate.
No, we're not going to open the crate.
And no, I don't put things that are going to die in a journey for 3 months. Because that usually the amount of material you ask for a journey that is that long.
All right.
So
I don't see a problem with that. I will have to clear it with the. I'll look at the captain. I'll be like, if that seems reasonable to you.
Give a slight nod.
I don't see problems with quid pro pro. Can I? I don't wanna ruffle this guy's feathers. He's obviously a big, terrible guy. Like I could
Can
just kind
I
of get the
ins
vibe.
can I insight? Is this a good deal or not?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
So that
say.
just like kind of want to figure out, am I getting ripped off,
Let me see what my
or is there
insight.
room for bargaining?
Okay, so roll me an insight, and if you want, both of you, please.
Can I instead of rolling an insight, can I spend my time like can we do like almost like a backup huddle and I can assist Miguel in thinking this through? Like I'll be like the captain is hearing the response and I'm going, all right, hold yeah, let's
You
think
want to?
about this. You know what I
You can just
mean?
like one of your
Is
snakes
there
talks in my ear or something.
well, I mean, is there an assist skill? Like, is it like someone's coming up with an idea and then the other person is like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking might be better if we can do that.
So, because I can tell you this, if you want to help
Yeah, right.
on the matter, you can roll the same skill.
Right.
And based on
Okay.
your roll, I give Miguel a bonus on their roll. It's almost like you suggesting
Okay.
things in the meantime.
Yeah, what I'm just thinking is would seem more to the scene for Miguel to look like they're figuring it out and for me to be going, okay, let's work this out. You know what I mean? Like for placement. Okay. So I will make my roll of you said it was good insight, right? Okay,
Yes.
insight and that's wisdom. No, cunning. Insight and cunning.
It
Okay.
made my roll. Just let me know.
Yeah, you made your roll in the meantime, and based
Insight.
on rock roll, I will give you a bonus on yours.
All right, insight is 3. No, insight is
Or,
2.
guys, if you still have a critical token, you can lend that critical token to the other player.
I don't think I have.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep a 5 and a 4. Nothing exploded. But I will add my bonus for cunning. So got 9 and 3, 12.
I rolled a 13.
Okay, so you got a +1, Miguel. Rock, the thing is, this guy is quite difficult to read.
Yeah, especially with the mask. Yeah.
Mask
Okay.
doesn't show much of expression.
Let me see
His
if
eyes are
something-
fixed on you guys, and it seems like he's almost staring intently to both of you, and every movement of
Okay. Let-
even
Yeah.
your muscle and etc. And in the meantime, is the only thing I will say is his arm are crossed, almost like he's not just pushing his chest out or something like that. It's more like, you listen to me, I don't listen to you.
Oh
That-
no, and when he makes that gesture, because that's a defensive gesture. I said my character's a reading person kind of thing. He goes, "Oh no, I wasn't implying that we would have any, that we would have authority over this. Uh, I was just simply trying to learn. I'm a person that trades goods and goes to places like this. I was simply trying to adapt to the situation and learn from you. That's all." Flip it around. I'll try to be like I'm gonna show that like, oh no, I wasn't questioning his authority. I was actually trying to learn from his authority. So I'm bending it around.
Okay, okay. So this is the reason why I'm giving a +1 to Miguel. That from a 13 go to a 14, and your insight even is a little slightly high, slightly higher than Rock One. Give you the same information plus something else. She is the one that give the final yes or no.
Hmm.
Interesting point.
Okay.
That is the vibe, because that every now and then he turn and look at her, and they seems almost to communicate with just small gesture, no words.
Oh, uh, I have a question. If I realize something and I haven't made a roll for my character, but I have realized possibly something, can I act on that? Because I've realized if she's using the cards, if she's the one calling the shots, she's probably a witch of Ebola. That's my thought balloon, and I go. I think we should just take the deal, and I don't think we should pressure this anymore. Like I look at Miguel, I'm going. We should probably just call it here for the deal and just nod. that's
All
that's
right.
that's the
I
play.
take a moment. I think about it. Like I mull it over. I was always going to say yes.
Yeah, no. I mean, part of me
No,
wants to bargain, and this is another moment where it's like, oh, I could try to, but this is not a guy you bargain with. This is an extension arm of a powerful witch. No, we're gonna take the deal, I think.
all right.
So
The thing is, this is what you the vibe you get, and I'm not going to contradict on that. However, you don't know if, this is like a 50-50 kind of things, or,
hmm,
70-30, but definitely is the front, it's like you deal with Charles Vane, you don't deal with her,
Mm-hmm.
technically.
right. No, I get that. Um,
She's the gray entity.
the thing is, this isn't working on the prices. This is negotiating the what he's giving us, and what he's giving us is just basically saying, "Here you are. You're going to bring this thing to this location." So I think we should probably just take it and just be glad that we're not stabbed in the hand. So
I mean,
Fair enough.
who said that wasn't never in the deal in the
okay,
first place? I might
sounds good.
still get it.
Might
I'm
still get
like,
stabbed in the hand.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of the course.
So, he asks you a couple of things. First of all, you need to prepare the same kind of document that you guys have seen at the desk, the official ship provision manifest.
Yep.
And you see one there, Royal Navy paper with already a stamp on the side. It just need to be filled up. Section 1, essential provision, blah blah blah. There is a few things that he start to write down and ask you, Miguel, to do it for him.
Of
First of
course.
all, register vessel name, and I'm guessing you put the trustworthy on
Oh yeah. Write it in very fancy lettering.
it. Class of the ship is a sloop. You already
Yep.
know.
Yep.
Port of the departure is already printed, Leerburg Naval Port of Valonias. And there
Hmm.
is two things that you need to put down: the purpose of the voyage and the destination.
Can I step in for a second? I'll go. Remember that we are a fishing ship. Just pro tip. Just like a thumbs up, and he
Or
whispers to you.
after the biggest catch.
There you go. That's better.
Oh
So
yeah.
he said to put down commercial and chartered transport.
Yep.
And the last question is, where are you going?
Out of character, where
Okay,
would my
so
character know where we are heading, and would my character
no, of
know
course,
the islands around there that we may or may not be,
yeah,
going
you are
towards?
technically going to Akiptos, the on the other side of the archipelago, south east. Um, and your captain, Alvida, suggested that maybe you need to go to Kairos, that is the capital, but she's not sure about that.
I'm just gonna write Kairos since that was possible place that we were gonna go anyway. So
And Ivra will put that down. And after you put that down, she take the paper, she look at it, and she push it back. And you guys seeing Charles Vane staring just for a moment. There is a long silence. And he goes,
Just a quick things before we depart. And I will send all my men with all the material to your docks in a few hours. You guys are traveling around, and I heard stories of a sloop leaving New Valonius a few days ago, almost a week. You heard anything about that?
and he just intently look at the both of you.
I don't react.
For now, I will just give it a look like, no, it's the first time I've heard of it.
Okay, can I have a deception roll from
Oh
Oh
both?
yeah,
yeah, I will.
absolutely.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what am I gonna
I made
say?
it.
Absolutely, yeah. It was us. We pulled out a port. Like, let's see.
Any
Deception check. Okay, so I think I get. Like, yep. Okay. Once per session on a failed roll, escape, or deception roll, I have a plan B. So I'm just gonna keep that in mind.
1, 2,
Just
3.
because I,
Give me a
Is,
sec.
in this case, there is not a direct failure roll, is a contested one,
all right,
because
well, let's
you
see.
roll,
1
and I
second.
need to beat that number in order to read
2 dice.
my insight, because that is what he's going to do.
Okay, so my deception is 2 dice, and
Just
then he's got
trying.
cunning, so it's okay. No, sorry. It's presence, presence. Okay, 5 dice, 5 dice, and I want. That is not a great roll. Okay. Let's see.
1 second.
7. So that's 8, 9, 10. It's 2 dice.
I know how much I rolled, so please, you guys tell me.
14.
14?
Okay. I rolled 10 uh
Charles Vane goes,
So you know about it.
I've
Good.
Okay. Well, we've heard stories, yes, like everyone has.
Oh yeah, of course. Good, good. Because Eleonora here,
and he look at her.
was wonder if you have nothing to do about a stolen piece of heart. That we don't care, honestly. It's just out of curiosity.
Piece apart. Gil actually looks confused at that.
We're a fishing vessel. I mean, what would we care about that? We're just.
I have no idea what piece of heart
Mm-hmm.
he is talking about. Honest to God, he doesn't.
I mean, I've heard of a. I obviously have heard of the sleuth, and there was some sort of hubbub in New Valonia, but about what it was, we could care less. We're a fishing vessel.
Charles
Yeah,
Vane stepped forward, and he's literally in front of your face.
Okay.
And put a hand on your shoulder.
Yeah, sure.
and
Brock's
just
not gonna betray anybody. That's not his
I'm
thing.
just gonna stare at you like I'm actually like Miguel's confused.
I mean, that's what a 10 would sound like. It'd be like, oh, I've heard of it, but I mean, it could be anything.
yeah. But you also both understand that he knows that you were lying. Um, and he just squeezed tight, just gently,
Oh, that's cute. Yeah.
and you know that space between your clavicles and the shoulder. His thumb is really there.
That's a
He starts to slightly
that's
push.
a that's a really confident shoulder grab you've got there.
And he keep pushing a little bit more.
Okay, is he asking me any more questions, or is he just being very
No,
friendly?
it doesn't. It's just staring at you. In the meantime, his grip is getting quite painful.
Ca- Oh, what do you want? It's just like he's like grabbing his shoulder, but I'm just gonna act like ignorant a little bit unless he's gonna like if he really pushes. I mean, then we'll go for torture rolls at that point. But like,
Oh, and then there is a moment when you feel pain, and you receive 1 damage.
great,
And
fantastic.
the you feel like there is blood, a little bit, tiny bit, started pouring out.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to know just before you hurt any more of my crew members?
Yes, I do. What? Why the statuette? I want to know only that. Why you stole that. The rest, it doesn't matter.
I'm just here for money. I'm here to make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
You said, yeah, why the statuette?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he wants to know why you guys stole that.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try
Thumb,
another.
the thumb just goes
Yeah.
slightly.
I'm gonna try another cover story and see how
I mean,
poorly it goes. Because I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna say why. That's gonna get us killed.
Okay. I will. You roll me another deception roll, and I roll another insight.
can I help him?
Yeah, you can.
I'm going to help him because I'm as his captain. I don't like that my crew member is
Yes.
getting injured.
Okay.
I am
Two
here to
sixes.
protect.
2 6s, and it's
All right, 1
possible
second.
that I can. Let me look at my sheet.
Did it explode?
I don't know if I can. Let me see. I have 2 in deception, so I
Yes,
think one of them can
that's
explode.
six. That six explode. Yes.
Oh my God! Give me another 6, please.
I'm gonna give you a
4.
bonus.
I'll take a 4. That's 6, 12, 16, and then he gets his bonus from presence 18. Okay.
Plus,
All right.
let's see, Miguel, how much you rolling?
14. Actually, does my 6 explode too?
Yes.
18.
Great. So, because you guys match,
Yeah.
I will give you a very good bonus on that. You got the +3 on that.
Okay. This is the way I'm going to play it. I'm going to say, all right, because this is what you do when you're tortured. You're, all right. I did steal it. Okay, we stole it for a client of ours. It's very important to their family. Okay, they wanted it back.
Okay.
That's a good cover story. It's like
That's a good cover
it was a
story.
relic from
All
their
right,
family, and it was being sold.
Miguel sighs. It's like,
I'm sorry, Captain. I'm sorry. That was just it was.
really?
He was gonna torture me more. Like, what was I supposed to do?
All right, you got
Okay.
it. Are you guys happy now? Do you need any more information?
The
I
grip
could sing, I
stay,
can perform. I can sing Kumbaya.
the grip stays for a little bit longer and is just while he look at you and he
Technically, that's a half truth. I stole it for somebody because it was important.
and
Out of character,
at the
Miguel
end of
did
it
this for
he,
money.
he
So he didn't
releases
lie.
it a little bit.
Okay.
And I look at his thumb and there is your blood dripping on it.
As
and
his
he
head,
look at it, and
yeah,
he just pass it and clean it on his chest,
great. That's just wonderful. I
and
won't
he
say that
just
though.
said,
See? The truth will set you free, no? Now, get the fuck out of my root house.
Okay, we're gonna leave. I'm not even gonna try to like do the thing
You
where you.
only.
Nope. I give a bow and I leave.
Yeah.
"Oh no, you don't go anywhere, Captain.
Oh,
You need to finish to sign."
of course. I sit back down.
He's probably gonna use my blood to sign the damn
Oh,
document.
hey, that's
Yeah,
fine.
he put the blood on the
Great.
paper,
That's
I
great.
was I was more than willing to do it, but thanks for being a great first mate. Or
and
my financial dude.
he hand you the pen.
Yep. I dip it. If he allows me to dip it from his
Yeah, yeah.
wherever from his hand. Doo doo.
No, from he smear it on the paper, and so you can
Oh,
pick
Oh,
it
good.
perfect.
from there.
I sign it.
Okay. At that point, she grabbed the papers and does exactly the same ritual and kiss it. In the meantime, are you leaving like he told you, or you are staying and watch?
No, he told me to get the fuck out of his office. I'm getting the fuck out of his office.
On the way out, you feel this horrible sensation,
Hmm.
a chill down your spine,
Yeah. Oh,
and
great.
you feel like you're being marked. And yeah, that's it.
It might be in my mind. I'm thinking it might be just like disobeying this contract or telling us about this contract. That's fine. I'm okay if it's long as it's those things and not, hey, we know where you are at all times.
Uh,
That would be great.
I am going to apologize if whenever I finish, I will apologize for my crew member being very rude.
And Vane goes,
It's been a pleasure doing business with you guys.
Of course,
Thanks for the information.
of course. We'll make sure that your package makes it safely to its destination,
Good.
untouched, unmolested.
I stay.
and you guys leave the scene.
Yep.
You,
Gonna fetch that
Rock,
up.
you suffer 2 damage in total.
Yeah. Okay. I'll write that down. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. We don't have much health in this system. I'm gonna go look real
No,
quick.
we don't. You don't.
I have
Remind
like
me.
I've lost 2 out of what do I have for full health? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, it's 48. It's not terrible. Okay.
it's not. It's not terrible, but still,
It's still annoying. Yeah, it hurts.
it hurts. And in the meantime, not because I forgot about them, but because this scene took quite a bit of our time, I will say that Jarvis and Hotpot are listening an interesting conversation, and it's probably time to chime in. If you guys want, of course.
So let me ask.
Mm-hmm.
She is telling him that she's trying to get some goods from him. Is that what she's asking for?
No, she is trying to get information about someone that can help translate an ancient writings that
Mm-hmm.
she's not able because she doesn't know the language that well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
However, she doesn't want to say what language and what is written on it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this guy is trying to dig in to
Yeah,
to
try
to
to
to,
understand
to what we have, and
and why you need that and etc.
it sounds like he's trying to know who to send us to, but really he's trying to get information because information is power.
Also,
Yeah, so I'm gonna Jarvis is gonna finally chime in and say, "Look, Captain Sando, um, I feel like we're being pretty upfront with you about what we need. So let's
The Captain
change.
Alvida just turned towards you like, "What the heck are you going to say?" That's their facial
Yeah, yeah.
expression. But she doesn't
But
interrupt you. Please
mhm.
go on.
um, and he kind of like gestures at the books and says, you know the history of quite a bit. So what is it you're looking for? What is it you need? How can we help you? We we're trying to deal with something, and
Without, referring to you but talking with Avida, Captain Sando goes, "This Picciotto seems to know quite a lot. He's quite perceptive. So, do you want me to know what I need? You want to know what I need? You know
how can
what
we
I
help?
need?
How can we
I
help
need
you?
the freaking Royal Navy. Stop breathing on my neck. I need to finally be able to leave this port with my ship. But unfortunately, I'm not. I'm stuck here because if I leave, they will charge me with treason or other bullshit like that.
Mm.
That's what I need. And unfortunately, even if you are looking for something about information, and probably by what I'm getting here, maybe a treasure, then honestly, Alveda, you know me, I don't care. I had my fair share in the past. And last time I went to a treasure, you know what's happened. She just nodded. So why don't we cut the bullshit, Ria, and you guys tell me exactly what you need, and I gave you what you need, and you get out of my of my life for at least for now, including the little guy that is literally behind the door there. You can come in, huh?
Hot Pot pushes open the door and sheepishly walks in.
Next time you come on board of someone else's ship, please at least introduce yourself. Sit down.
Well, I mean we're trying to be coy about this, sure, somewhat coy. We we know how information moves around, and we're heading we're heading to the southeast for a treasure, and we need to get this language translated, right, Captain? And he just kind of like he looks for like that sigh of like reluctant. Okay, let's you
Yeah,
know.
she just wait for a second. She doesn't say nothing, but her snake hair just nod
Hmm.
simultaneously.
Are we able to
So
see this language that he wants to have, or sorry, he or she?
Uh,
Uh,
she wants to be this language
Sando?
translated. It was a piece of paper that was inside the statuette. So it never showed. She hold it there in front of everyone when you guys get it out of the statuette, but she never gave it to you back. She's holding on it.
hmm.
Um, and at that point, she just taking it out from the inside of her jacket and put the piece of paper on the desk.
Is this so? This is the first time Hot Pot has seen the language.
Yeah.
Does he recognize it?
Did you recognize it, or
Does Hot Pot recognize it? Because he hasn't seen it yet.
um, Captain Sando gently opened on the paper, and so you can see it at that point. And
Okay.
it seems like very well written, but someone that has a very nice calligraphy, quite open calligraphy. And by the sign of it, it's almost like a series of curves and point and eye and curves. To give you an idea, it reminds you of Arabic language in terms of how it's written, visually speaking. And the captain goes, so this is a Kryptonian, I can tell you that. I probably already know. But this is ancient. This is more than probably 150, yeah, probably 100, 150 years ago. So I'm not sure if the terminology we have here, even if I help you translate it, is the right one. And sorry, guys, I just use Captain Alvida accent instead of Sando. That's me.
That's okay. We knew we knew it was Sando talking. That's fine.
Yeah. My why go a little bit mixed in the making.
You got a lot of voices up in your head. It's okay.
So yeah, come on, guys. Sando, I understand that you don't know it, but maybe you can help. You can tell me where to go. Sando, just okay. Yeah, this is going to be difficult. So you are going to Aegyptus, okay? Unless you going just down the country and you ask someone there, your best bet is probably to go to the Siki in Aegeus and ask for a woman that is there. She is like a druid. She's like a druid. She live like a hermit in the forest. Is come on, Bichiri. It's you need to ask around. You probably gonna find her quite easily. The thing is, she is quite knowledge. She's a lot. She knows a lot. She helped me a couple of times in the past. And probably she's able to translate. However, you need to give her something back, and it's not money. It's stories. She lives of stories.
Stories.
Yeah.
I think come with a few stories. Do they need to be true stories, or do they need to be our stories?
They need to be something personal, something yours, Viciri. It need to be something that you can only share.
Sure.
To be from the heart. It need to be something that you are truth about it.
Jarvis looks at the other two and goes, "Yeah, I think that between the three of us, we could give her a couple of good stories. Something that will pluck at her heartstrings, as it were." Yeah, we can make that happen. So you don't need anything from us. Maybe not right now. Maybe we can help you in the future for this.
You go, you catch that treasure you're looking for, guys. You come back here rich. You help me that. Listen, this woman helped me when I was really in need. And it's been 15 years. I didn't pay back. Now is the time. The time for me is to pay you back. And what I can tell you, keep it hush as possible. Don't go around throwing this piece of paper in front of people because they're going to kill you for it. By what I can read here, I'm getting an idea what you guys are looking for. Good luck. I don't have proof. You don't need to tell me nothing. I just it's going to be messy. It's going to be problematic.
Sure.
You know,
Could you do as one other favor. I feel like people
This guy
come
like
to
to
you.
ask, huh?
Hey, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to say no. People
I mean,
come to you for people come to you for information. People talk to you.
not all the time, but yeah,
Can you tell? Can you make sure that it gets around that there's a sleuth? Our boat's a sleuth, right?
as a loop. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you make sure that the word gets out that there's a sleuth that just left New Valonia and is heading north?
Where north? Ugre, Kinimore, Diork, Fradeker, where?
Yeah, Fradiger. That sounds good. Anywhere north. You just
In-
know it's heading north and it's heading there fast.
Hmm. You look at a
He's
piece of
in
paper. Rise your ass from that pile. I need the third book from the bottom.
quickly reaches down and grabs the third book and hands it over to him.
And he took it from my hand, and it's a history of Akitos. And he goes through some cover pages. Hey, look. Okay. And it's let me shout. Give it back. So you go into niche.
Mm.
Okay? If someone else asks, you go into niche.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in Fradiger. Okay, I will tell them that. Hmm. It was
You're
one of
gonna
the last. One of the last area where he hit before he retired. So that's good for you. It's good for me. Captain just nod. I'll be there.
that helps us out. That helps us out. Hopefully, it'll muddy the
What are you
waters.
going to do with your provision and things like that? You have everything.
We got some people working on that right now. People we trust.
Okay. Try not to go to Mr. Vane.
Yeah. I'm sure that they didn't go anywhere foolish.
I have a good guy that I can, I'll give you a good name and etc. But his name is Barca. Is a big guy at Taruk. He has, his own place. He's a small guy compared to Vane, but uh, maybe it's going to take a little bit more time to give you what you need. But at least, it's like he's not going to try to take information out of you.
Mm. Yeah. No, that's good to know. We'll definitely make sure we go that way.
You're welcome.
Uh, and he writes the names down and he says he writes Vane and big lines through it like don't go to Vane. Um, well, Sando, this has been a lot of help. We're gonna want to get down to your druid friend as fast as we can. Now, was he saying that she was in town or she was someplace else?
The woman that is talking about, he didn't say her name. He just said that she's an hermit and she live just out of town. And
Okay,
the
that's
town he
right.
mentioned is Tesiki in Aegeus.
Tasiki
Um,
in sales.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Tesiki. Okay, just a quick information for everyone there. So Aegeus is the smallest country, of the entire archipelago because it's one island. Uh, and it's a big island, okay, but it's just um, it's just that, and is why is quite important because it's in the middle of the archipelago. It's like where if you need to move from east to west or vice versa, north to south, or etc., you need to stop there. So it's for for a lot of people, it became a central hub of commerce and communication and etc. And it's been um, also cause of wars in the past and etc. It was conquered and freed and conquered again. So for a long, long time, it was no man's land. 20 years ago, thanks to a very smart political maneuver, a man from Ingetir called Lancelot Blackburn declared independence to the place. And now Aegeus is a country that has 4 main cities and some villages. And you guys know, especially Miguel, because you talk about it, that Coco come from one of those villages. So she's from Aegeus. There was a little bit above information above the table. Let's go back in.
Is that the island that's right here next to the Moon Sea?
Exactly that.
Okay. All right. So that really the dead center of all of the other. All right.
All of
Well,
that,
that's perfect because that's
and that is also the island
we,
where you guys were supposed to go to do, the stop mid journey
mhm.
to, get more stuff in case you need it before you get down to the Blood Sea and around Kyrots. Sorry,
Yeah.
around
We can
Akutos.
kind of see. Yeah, because we can kind of see the direction that we're going to go if we as we come into Akatos, right, into the Blood Sea. If we stay on the outside of those islands, um, and what was the town that he's mentioning that
Tesiki.
she's
Tesiki is the
Siki? That's the north. Yeah, the northwest
northwest
town.
town. Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
So
We can wait till
quite,
we get there to get some information.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Captain Sando goes, "Oh, come on. Listen, the thing is, as I said, you need to tell her the truth. You need to give her information. You need to
mm,
give her a story.
hmm
So if you go with your open heart, with the truth in your hand, she will give you back what you guys want.
now she's gonna want to know what we're actually up to or a personal life story of our past.
That's not to me to know. That's
Mm,
her to ask. She asked me stuff in the past, and as Alvida know, I wasn't able to answer.
mm.
So we made another deal.
I understand. I understand. All right. Well, unless you have anything else we need to talk about, Captain, I think we should go find the others and set them on the right path, and we'll get going.
Um, the Captain Alvida goes, just one last drink,
Mm.
and Sando just grab a bottle that is literally there on the floor. He's uncork it using his wooden hand, and there is he found a glass, pour it, put it in front of her. He's looking for something else for you guys, and he just don't find anything. So he raises the bottle, do a swing, and pass the bottle to you. It's a cheap wine, not very fancy. Don't know if you guys want to drink that, but Captain Alvida
I'll
does.
probably take a swig.
Probably one of those things that you can find, in the most common shop around town. Nothing fancy, nothing very important. Quite cheap, quite easy to buy. Probably even less than a silver. But it does its job. You guys have a swing. Um,
Jarvis takes a gulp and then rubs his hair and goes, "Yeah, I can feel a little hair up there now."
he laugh, and Captain Alvida goes, Sando, you've been a good friends for years. I help you with that problem, you forget about it, no one will ever remember. However, I don't know what's happened with your hand. I don't know what's happened, why you covered the painting. And I feel you bitter. I feel you are not the same guy. I don't know what's happened there, but I will tell you this. This ship it didn't finish yet. I can tell, I can feel it. Wood is strong, as you. So be a little bit more open-minded. Something good is coming, I hope. I just smile. And he goes, you remember there were three of us. She nods. Now there is two. And one of them took this. He just squinted her eyes for a second. Oh, that's bad. I see. They're gonna get what they deserve. There is long silence. After he said, get the fuck out of my ship, please, huh? She just laughed. They both laugh for a second and they shake her hands, they hug again. And he goes, Chirid, it's been a pleasure. Enjoy whatever you guys are going to find there. Just a quick things. If my knowledge is true on the matter, gold is the last of your worry. The people that look for it in the past, they never came back. With this kind of ominous message, you guys are probably following Alvida out of the ship. So, the six of you, including Grail and Alvida and etc., a certain moment are going to reconvey at the ship. Trustworthy. Please interact with each other because that is going to be fun.
Unmute. Remove pen.
Oh, well, everybody, how'd shopping go? Hope you made the right choices. We have a name for you if you're still looking.
Oh no, we've got all the goods. We only paid
We do.
8,000. So that's
Only
pretty good.
8,000, huh?
Yeah.
We do
That's,
have to bring
Do
a
you sell your
package.
soul?
Nope. I don't think I did.
There was those, as far as we know, he hasn't sold his soul yet. But
Oh, let's hope you didn't sign your name in blood.
he didn't
not-
sign his name in blood.
Oh, that's relief. Because I would advise not to.
I know, right? He definitely didn't. He definitely didn't sign his own name in blood. But just know that we do have to bring part of the deal was bringing a package for these a package to someplace. What's in it? I don't know. We're not supposed to touch it.
yeah, that's generally how that works.
Yeah.
Who'd you end up going through?
A Mr. Queens, I think.
A Mr. Queens?
Yeah. Oh, he had another name. That's what he likes to go by. Miguel just takes a moment and thinks. Looks at what was his name again?
I think it was Mr. Vane. Yeah, Vane.
Vane. Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
Vane.
Vane.
Uh, no, you guys didn't go. Well, I guess you didn't know, did you?
I
Well,
don't know what we did our job. We got we got a really good deal.
yeah. He looks at the captain and kind of. Does that sound like a good deal for what we got? 8,000.
I mean, I know some people go for price like for what we ask, maybe even 6. Well,
Do it.
okay, 8 is still agreeable. When the people are coming, I'm going to prep the money. Make us a little bit tight on the rest of the voyage. It's going to be. We need to find a way to bring some money in, because when we got in Akiptos, I don't know how many of us can, survive with what we have left. But I mean, we are pretty smart people. We can find a way.
I can do I can win some money. I am really good at street fighting.
To to be fair, Captain, they wanted 16 on the street, so that was less than half of what we were going to end up paying.
Well,
Yeah, and I mean, considering we're using a fake name and trying to get this done quick and quiet. A little extra money isn't so bad.
Oh,
Hopefully,
by the
this thing that we're transporting doesn't cause us too much trouble.
At least
I hope not.
I know it's not alive. I did specifically ask, and they said it was not a living thing. So that's
Well, that
good.
makes sense.
Well,
I mean,
Where are we?
if it helps at all, I acquired some gold coinage from the heist, and I can pitch that in towards the supplies we need. I mean, it's not much, but I mean, I'm sure I can toss 20 gold coins your way.
the captain just go 20 gold. Okay, Output, this is great. Yeah, it will help quite a lot.
uh,
It would be my pleasure to
see,
help the captain and crew.
there goes Hot Pot. Hot Pot's on our. Thanks, Hot Pot.
Oh, one other thing to make sure to conceal our identities.
Oh yeah,
Miguel
I'm the captain.
is the captain, just so we know when they
Oh,
arrive.
okay, Miguel.
Yep,
Good for your promotion.
of
Well,
course. I'll take that in writing.
I'll do it in
Yeah, as
brackets.
soon as we go leave port, I'm going to throw you overboard if you call yourself captain. Just so
Oh
you
no, I'm captain of no.
know.
There's only one captain.
I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, good job. Very good. Hot pot, you are a lifesaver. Thanks you for that. Is pitching in like that will help everyone. And the crew will be really thankful.
I
One
mean,
thing, next time, maybe if we go to do shady deal, maybe ask Geraldine to come. She's usually a very, very interesting deterrent if people try to, you know, um, take information out of you or even something
well,
else.
Oh,
so
I bet you would love to come to actually get to get off the ship.
so he did attempt to extract information, but the information that I gave him does not. It made it sound like it was taken for a relative that really wanted a piece of art back, rather than for what we took it for.
Okay. Wait a second there.
Yes.
So Mr. Vane know who we are?
No. So he asked if there was none of our identities are known.
Okay.
Right.
I'm Miguel. I've always been Miguel.
You've
They know
always
me.
He's always been Miguel. Miguel of the Trustworthy took a piece of art back to some relatives that they belonged to.
Okay. Anything else?
No, no.
Mention of you
Miguel
Bologna,
recounts.
where
Miguel
we
recounts everything.
I mean,
this is important.
he was implying that, a sloop left New Valonia after robbing someone there of a piece of art, and Rock confirmed that you guys took the piece of art for a relative. That I quote that.
Oh,
Yeah,
No, that's not great, but
okay.
Well, it was either that or he would have extracted it from us in a much probably more violent way. I preferred
speaking.
telling a slight at least a slight ruse so that it isn't saying, hey, by the way, inside that, relic.
Okay. I need you guys to do one thing,
Yep.
because this is important now.
Mhm.
So we talked with Sando about it. Sando told us to go to the way to tell around to that we are going to, what was it, niche, something like that.
yeah, niche.
Niche in Fredeker. So what we are going to do in the meantime, we are waiting for Mr. Queen to deliver stuff for us.
There you go.
That we are going to tavern, we enjoy our time, etc. And out of your mouth, things like, oh, we are going to Nice, we are going to have a time in Fradeker or wherever, is going to slip out. You need to tell people where we going.
We we should ask people places we should go visit in the area. What
Yeah.
Like a
what are the
tourist.
yeah what are the good spots to go to?
Oh, what's the good
Where
fishing spots?
Yeah. Even if you are like, you remember this, guys, you are a sailor. When you get to land, what you want is good food, good woman, or wherever you are into,
good booze.
and good booze.
Yeah,
Hey,
so we want to know the tavern to go to in this town. Let's get a map and ask
Okay.
about the places along the way to stop.
Yeah. Oh, the
So,
one thing that
You know,
Miguel wanted to do before we left town, I wanted to go to a bookstore.
hmm
that's
yeah, no,
Uh,
that.
that is
but this
something
Brett.
is,
that,
yeah,
Yeah. If you need to go do other stuff, that's fine. But
no, I want
maybe
to.
yeah,
maybe we go out in pairs and we make sure that we ask those questions. We don't
Yeah,
tell
no.
people. Tell people we're not telling people where we're going. We're asking about places to go.
Oh no,
because
I'm good for all good old revelry and such. I just wanted to go make sure that I got before the booze hit. I wanted to make sure that I did the thing that I said I was going to do.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
thing
Sure,
is,
sure.
I want you to guys to do and go and do these things because my gut tell me that Mr. Vane are going to sell this information to other people.
Of course.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
if he
yeah.
does, and the people that we robbed are hunting us down, it's better that people in town know where we going, and she do the I quote,
Mm.
and we at least have some advantage there.
Yeah.
so,
Also, Howard. Oh, I'll let you finish.
oh, no, go ahead.
No, please, Miguel, go.
Oh no, it was gonna be a switch of the subject to something
Yeah,
that's
no, go for it.
come. Oh, he turns to Rocket. Oh, but I didn't even catch up. Did you good? You still doing good? He like puts his hand on the arm that was
Oh,
totally
you
injured.
mean when I'll
Are
describe
you
the
okay?
muscular we use the different word for drow, but I'll say when the muscular that guy reached
Country,
in, yeah, tried
country.
to crush my shoulder for information. Yeah, I'm doing
Yes.
great.
Um. Also, oh yeah, they had a the person who was in charge. She did some sort of tarot card reading, something to do with magic. Also, you were close, Hot Pot. Rock didn't sign his name in blood. I did.
Oh,
It wasn't my blood though. It was his.
that doesn't
So I'm not quite sure if there's any
Wait,
sort
wait
of
a
magic
second.
mumbo jumbo that needs to get that
Another
checked out.
information you guys give me right now that I don't like. Sorry. So,
Okay.
I
I
feel
just
like it
got
needs
I
to be out on the table. I feel like this is
oh
information
no
that
no
needs
no
to
no,
be.
you did good. But just to understand something, Miguel. So there was a woman there, not just Mr. Vane. There
Yep.
was a woman there reading
Yes.
tarots,
Yeah,
like.
reading tarot, she had her mouth sewed shut, and she definitely was the one in charge.
I have a question.
And she does magic.
Okay, go with the question. Sorry.
Did you How closely did you examine this contract you signed in Rock's blood?
I did as best as I could do as a very learned person who's good at fighting and charismatic.
Okay, I'm just wondering, would it be in our interest after we acquire the supplies we need if maybe we pay an stealthy visit with Geraldine? I wonder if we could dispatch this vein. I don't know what the contract says. I don't know if there's something written into it that.
The contract is in Miguel's hand because they gave him a copy. So
I pass it to the captain.
and is pretty much the official ship provision manifest signed by you and the officer of record is Mr. Queen, and is on the today's date on April month the 12th 1420. Pretty much that's it. That is
So,
the whole. What you see is a ration, medical store, ration and grog, rope and sailcloth, all the package.
so
May I take a look at it and see if I see anything that is is not as outstanding?
It seems like like an official document that you provide when you go to port. It's like
Mm.
this is it. And if someone want to inspect your manifest, uh, because sometimes Navy can come on board and ask you to show them your your cargo hold and such like if they
Mm.
looking for someone or something. And
Hmm.
it seems like everything is ordered. There is no mention of any box extra.
Hmm.
I have
Yeah.
another question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Miguel, you
Yes.
signed this with your name.
Yes,
Does
and his
does Vane know anything else about us? Did Vane ask any questions trying to dig into who we are or
not
anything
really.
about
He had
us?
a feeling that I wasn't the real captain, but I just tried my best to play it off.
Okay.
That's about it. Um, I do I do sometimes have a silver tongue, but I can't help it. There's only so much that I can do.
He's probably not the kind of person who is easy to deceive,
No,
He
he's also
especially
really hard to read.
let,
if he's got a witch by his side.
so let me describe this man. He was terrifying. He wore a mask, so you
Yes. Yep.
couldn't read his expression, and he could see through lies with the power of probably a witch. Okay,
Hmm.
we did our best.
Hey,
We
Okay.
did not know
You
that that was
guys
the
did
situation.
did definitely your best. Listen, okay.
Okay.
Uh, I'm trying to see the silver lining here. Okay. Situation is we got our goods. We got what we need. We can set sail as fast as we could.
Yes.
We're going to spring lies around town where we're going and what we are going to do. So if someone is on our tail, they are going to go in the wrong direction. And is we know already that we have the people looking for us.
Yep.
mm,
So nothing else changed. However, one thing is that is concern me is the following. If we need to go to Fradekir, people know that we are going to Aegeus first because it's a long journey, and going from Ingetir to Fradekir directly is a little bit. It can be daunting if you don't. So they are going to guess that we are going to Aegeus, and there are probably chance for trap there. So we need to prepare ourselves.
Hmm.
Okay.
What if we do something a little bit off the beaten path?
Hmm.
Uh, there's that one big island to the west of of Aegeus. I don't know what it's called. I can't read the names that are on here. It's just south of the Misty Sea. What if we go there first?
So we just do a stop, and before we go to Aegeus, another one.
Yeah, do a little stop. They're going to be going to Aegeus. We go there. Spend a day or two, and then we go to Aegeus. Let them move themselves around. Not now they're looking for us. Maybe they stop in the town that we want to go to. There in the northwest, and then they go around to Ankens in the southeast. We go into town, we get what we need, and then we head out. Just to help give them a slip. The other issue is this box that we're going to be transporting. We need to have Geraldine take a look at that. We need to make sure that it's not some kind of spying device. It's actually something that's going someplace, not something that helps them know where we are.
Fair,
If
fair.
that's the box of a witch, then I don't want to throw it overboard because Rock might go with it. But
Ah,
we definitely want to know if they're spying on us. Then we want to at least know that they're spying on us.
I mean, it could literally be, I mean, an illegal package, but it could just literally be a package. I mean, I know that that is like the bare minimum, right? Like it could be a tracking device, but on the other hand, this contract could be a tracking device for all we know. I don't know magic, you know?
I don't know
Sure,
magic either.
I'm just throwing it out there that we gotta be real sly about what we're gonna do in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks.
But I would
Everything we need to watch that package. We need to uh, have a person on it at all times.
do not
Um,
disturb the package. We
no,
specifically,
no, no.
no, no, I know.
I'm not
Okay.
saying we're gonna open it. I'm saying we're going to investigate it as much as we possibly can from the outside. Um, and um, and take a look at the hold on a second. And do things that nobody's expecting as much as possible. All right, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, of course. So the captain gave you your orders. You know, she's going to go back inside the ship and update Kuhan and the rest of the crew with what's going on, what to do, and etc. Other people are going to a different tavern and etc. Spread the words in the most nicest way and fastest way possible. In the meantime, she wait that Queen and his men are going to deliver what they promise. In the meantime, you guys are free to go around town, and Miguel, you want to look for a bookstore. That's
Yes,
what I'm getting.
yes. Looking for books on poems.
Yes. And after a little bit, because of course, in main harbor, bookstore are not the main, the things that people are looking for immediately. So you need to go a little bit more into town. After
Could I
wandering,
could I say that Jarvis is going to go with Miguel? to the
Yeah,
bookstore?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
absolutely. You guys talk about the fact that you wanted to go in pairs, so you can go together if you want. After a little bit, you'll find, I would say, 45 minutes of walking around, looking, asking for information, and etc. You find this place that has a very funny sign. There is the hook of a bait. There is a worm on it, and the worm is holding a book. And the place is called Hook on Books. And when you walk in, there is this little bell, ding, 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 that is just give whoever is inside the signal that you just step in. And the place is crammed with books everywhere. There are a pile of books on the floor. They're all around you. There are some bookshelf that has like 3 or 4 layers of books that are being, instead of being put vertical, they'll be put horizontal to make more space, to hold more of them. And behind this big desk, there is a very smiley Gnados guy that is waiting for you. Gnados are the shark guy. And this one is well dressed with a big, shark head. That is at the moment is with a big smile up to his ear. Of course, doesn't have one, but to give you the idea. And there are some candles and things around him, and he was reading a book, quite a big one of those big coffee table one, and he put it down and looked at you. Hey, hello, come on in. Who I have the pleasure to talk with.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Miguel.
Oh, hello, Miguel. So, so,
Jarvis.
and Jarvis, how can I help you today?
I'm actually looking. I was wondering if you have any recommendations on books on poems. Anything that really. I'm looking for things that are. What I'm deep, passionate, lots of feeling.
Oh, really? Ah, interesting, interesting.
Yes.
Yes, it probably has something about it. Anything else?
Mm,
Uh,
Just.
I'm uh, I'm looking for something um, a little bit more arcane. I've been trying to study up on some uh, mystical type information.
And there
Um,
is a specific school you are interested about.
um, uh, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. What is it again? I gotta look at it.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm looking for something in the tides of the storm.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. I have something for that. Don't worry. Okay, okay. Give me a second. And his big shape just move around the shop. And it goes and take 3 or 4 books, just put them heavily on the desk. Divide 2 for you, Miguel, and 3 for you, Jarvis. So total of 5 books. And he goes with you, Miguel. So this one uh, is a very nice book, written in the 12th century, so almost 100, 200 years ago. We are in the 14th century, by the way. Sorry, 13th century. No,
I thought I said 14 before.
14, yeah, 14th century. Yes. So, uh, this one is a series of romantic poem, very, very touchy. A lot of interesting feelings, and I think is one of the most amazing, amazing romantic poems I read around. It's from an Obolawa artist. He was very passionate. There is both in this edition. There is both the Obolawa language and the Ingetirian one. If you want to read it, how can I say? It's quite touchy. Yeah, that is a very good one. I suggest this other one, and depending on how you feel about it, what do you think about it. This is a serious sonnet and very nice street poem, I would say. People that there are some a little bit more funny, there are some a little bit more naughty. There are very deep one and interesting one, but there are more like collection of things that have been heard in the street, and a very famous bard of the time put it all together.
Hmm. Hey, can I make a motion to take a look at the book?
Yes, of course, and he just pushed them closer to you.
I kind of quickly glance and pick out a random page. Take a second to read one or two, thinking if Geraldine would enjoy reading this or not.
You probably think that they are the most interesting one for Geraldine is the romantic one.
Yeah. How much for this one? Pointing to the romantic one.
1 silver, 2 copper.
All right, I should have that. I think we add a character. Our
Yeah,
characters got paid, right?
yeah, you got a little bit of allowance, let's say.
Okay. I pass. I'll take this one.
Okay, he happily. Do you want to make a pocket? Do a little bit nice package for you, or you want to take it like this? Is this for you as a gift or what?
Gift. Yeah, is there any way you can wrap it up nice for
Oh,
me?
absolutely. And he just take it, and they took a nice brown paper, and he started to make his package. In the meantime, he turned his head, and he looked at you, Jarvis. Those three are really, really good books. The first one is a complete series of well-known spell made by, and I'm not joking about this, is being written by Senator Julian Graves of the Fatuan Concords.
I
And
think we know that name, right?
yeah, it was the guy that was at the
Yeah, yeah.
party, and Miguel tried to strike a deal with Miguel, and he was one of the leader of this Fatwa Concord.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently he spent quite a lot of time studying the school, and he is now written a book 5 years ago. And this is it, quite brand new edition. The second one, it's more like a grimoire. I don't know the author. It's been that no one wrote anything on it except it's quite old and it's a first edition.
Mm.
There are less spell, or at least I will say less of the known one, and there are some unknown one that apparently are for higher I will say people that knows quite a bit about the school already.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a quite pricey one, let me tell you. Last but not least, we have the standard book that are being given to the student of our magic school downtown.
Mm.
What you're looking for?
Um, are any of the three that he's talking about the one that I already have?
No.
Okay. Oh, how much? How much are we talking for the first two, the one from Graves and the old one?
So that's 3 silver and 5 copper, the first one.
Mm.
And the grimoire, as I said, first edition, that we are looking for 2 gold.
Ooh. Would I have that much on me?
Maybe if Miguel help you, yes, but that will make both of you penniless.
Mm-hmm.
Would you,
Um,
Garbus, would you like some help?
um, so I might have enough for the one expensive one, or are you saying I might have with
You
Miguel's help, I
definitely
might have
have.
enough for both.
You have if you okay. You have definitely enough for the one written by Senator Graves.
Mm-hmm.
If you both may put your money together, you have enough for the first edition grimoire.
Okay,
Of
all right. That's what I was asking. Oh man, yeah, I kind of would like to get that grimoire one. That sounds pretty interesting to me. Um, I don't really want to be penniless either. Uh, Let me
It's
ask you this: the 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 one by Graves and the one by the school down the street. Is there a lot of overlap between the two of those, or are they?
oh, what can I say? One is for student, the other one is has a Mr. Graves' personal touch. A few notes about how to do the spell better, and his experience and stories.
Hmm. He looks at Miguel, says, "Yeah, do you mind helping me out with this? I'm gonna
oh,
get the. I'd like to get the grimoire."
tell
The,
you
the,
what, you
the
owe me a drink
smile
later.
get even
Sound good?
bigger.
Sorry, what was that, Miguel?
You owe me a drink later, and a game of cards
I don't have anything to gamble, but
for
I'll I'll
fun. For
I'll
fun.
play I'll play any game you like. And he'll pull his purse out and take what Miguel gives him and says, I don't know, let me count this up and sees how close he gets to the 2 gold.
Okay. So you guys put your money together. You
Mm,
find that you, by the end of it, when you find it to count and etc., you're probably gonna have enough for 2 gold and 5 silver in total.
hmm
So you keep the 5 silver, Miguel.
hmm
This
hmm
is they are yours, pretty much.
hmm
Um, and the guy just take the money from your
hmm
hand, wrap the book, and give to both of you your package, and
Thank
just
you.
bid you farewell, misters. Anything else the Hookeds on Books can do for you?
Yeah, as long as we're in town, if we need anything, we'll come back.
Yes.
Sounds good for me. And I wish you a very nice day. You made his very good.
Yep.
I I might not even get out of the store before I open the thing up and start looking through it just to start giving it a quick read as we were walking wherever we're walking because I want to know if I just made a mistake or not.
Okay. Um, you started to read through it. Um, Not quickly, because as soon as you open it, you know the sounds that the page do when they're very old and there is like the
Mm-hmm.
feel almost like cracking. So
Yeah.
you try to not, to be very gentle, not too violent when
Mm-hmm.
you. But and there is a lot of notes on this one. These books is being written by someone that was studying the school of magic, and he put personal notes on it and oh, this word need to be accented in that way when you pronounce it, or this one works better if you had this component in it, and etc., etc., etc. So even
Okay.
if at the beginning your spells, the list of spells that you can have access to is pretty much the same,
Hmm.
this book works as a catalyst.
Hmm.
So you're gonna have a bonus when you roll.
Okay. That's kind of what I was looking for. And I don't know if later on, as I learn more, I'll be able to learn more spells from it. But
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to get something like that, and then something, especially for 2 gold, down the road. That's cool. I'll let you deal with the other two if
And on because of the time and etc., I will say on you guys looking for a cat, looking for a very nice trinket cat. With the help of Rock, in the meantime, you spread lies. In the meantime, you other two are walking down the street, you with your nose in your books, and Miguel, you looking at your package, quite happy that you got something for Geraldine. Miguel, you got stopped by someone that call you by name. Mr. Zulfuro? Miguel Zulfuro?
I look over.
And you see a man dressed with the uniform of the postal uh, uh, system. There is the Royal Mail Post that is work all around um, Ingeteer. And he said, I have a message for you, sir.
All right. Yeah.
And he handed over an envelope, and there is a sigil on it that and a signature. And the sigil is the symbol of the Fatwa Concord, and the signature is the one of Mr. Julian Graves.
Oh yeah.
Are you open it?
I open it.
There is a long letter in it. I hope this mail find you well. I hope to finish our conversation. You let me hanging, and you left in a hurry. I wish to meet you. We can set up a meeting wherever you are. There is a good money to make, and we can strike a different kind of deal. Yours, Senator Julian Graves. And on that, we close the session.
Wow.
oh boy.
Yeah. It was you gave him your name,
Yep.
so it was not, it was going to look for you specifically.
I was waiting for I was waiting for something along those lines. Miguel has given his name to many people and has
Yeah.
not tried to hide his name from anybody. So we'll see where that gets him.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna stop using my name. This
Okie
has been
dokie.
this has been awesome.
Thank you guys.
It's a really fun session, you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, take care. If you have to go, I'll
Yeah, I
see you.
have
Next
to
See you
go.
time.
I
next
have
time.
work